Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm Father Roderick, and it is time for Lego. It's been a while since I've had time to sit down and continue to build, well, this. This is what I got done so far, and it's not much. It's just the the floor plan of what is going to be a costume shop, a Disney costume shop. It's a really cool mock, so it's not an official build, but I'm going to build it with the bricks that I used for the Disney Castle. You may have seen the Lego Disney Castle. It's a really awesome build. I built it, I think, 2 years ago in around this time of the year in December. Um, but it was very big, very bulky, and in this new house, I don't really have a good place to store it, and so I came across this modification or this alternative build using a lot of the components of the Disney Castle, and it's a modular building, so it works really well with the Lego city that I hope to build, and with the other modular houses that I already have, and so as you can tell here on the table, I prepared this stream, so I went through all the steps here on the digital instructions and made sure that I had already pre-sorted everything I need for each step. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, because that's the most boring part, at least for you to watch. I find it actually very zen to go through all these, like behind me here. You can't see that. I have all these IKEA boxes, and they're filled with various types of bricks. And so sorting through all these little pieces in order to find what is necessary for each step, that takes a lot. What you see here on this table, and there's another table there, that's the result of about 3 hours of sorting, during which you can't do much else. I'm listening to an audiobook, but definitely not material for streaming. But now that everything is already in place, I think I can build this much faster, and hopefully maintain a conversation with you as well. So feel free to introduce you to the stream. I'm streaming this to 3 destinations right now: to my usual YouTube channel, youtube.com/Father Roderick. But I also have a specific Lego channel where I post way more Lego than I do on my primary YouTube account. So that's Brick Priest, so youtube.com/Brick Priest, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm also streaming to Facebook. So if you're watching this on Facebook, then I'm glad you're here as well. You can introduce yourself in the chat. I can read your comments, and of course, feel free to ask me anything, because that's why I'm here. So I'm just going to see if I can get back to the first step. That is going to be next. I hope the audio, by the way, is fine. I'm using this microphone, I think with the Lego streams for the first time, so I hope it is clear and loud enough. If not, let me know and I'll see what I can do. All right, we're going to do a ton of steps, but of course I need to first figure out where I stopped building last time. I think it was here. Yeah, I think I ended with the greebly stuff here. So that means that we're now here. Okay. Hey, Samuel. Hey, Lauren. Oh, you're gonna build the Titanic Lego set. Oh my gosh, that's gigantic. It looks stunning. I saw it in the Lego store in Utrecht, and it was even bigger than I thought it would be. It's really gigantic. They tend to do these big things now, like the Titanic. You've got the Hogwarts train. Yeah, you need to have room for those. All right, let's see what we can do. Now I think I need to start right here. There is some method to the madness. I'm going to put on my reading glasses just to make it easier on my eyes. Hello, Drew. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. I haven't seen the Avatar movie yet. I'm hearing good things about it. Apparently, it's quite a spectacle. I don't have my movie theater subscription anymore. So usually I tend to be quite picky on what to watch in the movie theater. But from what I've heard, this is definitely a movie to watch in a theater. So I'll see. Maybe one of the next couple of days. I don't know. I'm still quite busy preparing for Christmas, and I know that if I wait until the Christmas vacation or the holiday, it's going to be very crowded in the movie theaters. So that's it's never a good thing because people tend to be very noisy nowadays, and I'm so used to just watching movies here by myself, and then having people answer their phone calls and that sort of nightmarish stuff. I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, we'll see. I'll keep you informed. If I watch it, I'll review it on my podcast, The Break. All right, so let's turn this around. Put this here. That goes here, and this one all the way here. There we go. The downside of the Avatar movies is that they're very, very long, and I tend to get very sleepy in the theaters. So that's another thing that I have to take into account is make sure that I have had a good night's sleep before I go to the movies. Would be a shame to sleep through half of the movie. Hello, Claudia. We did have a little bit of snow last week, but temperatures are back to normal right now. So it's about 10 degrees Celsius, which is quite warm. But so it's raining right now outside. But I'm not sad. I mean, I like the cold, but it's this house is it has proven to be very difficult to get to warm in the winter. So this particular room where I do my Lego builds, that room is very well insulated, so I can heat it up quite well. But there are other parts of the house where it's just freezing cold. So I was glad that temperatures were going up, and of course it's cheaper because I don't have to pay a lot of gas to get the house warm. But last week, kids were even ice skating outside, which is something we haven't had that for a while. I would recommend watching the first Avatar again before watching the second. Lots of references. Yeah, Drew, that's probably good advice. That's what I was planning on doing anyway. Just because I like the movie. I've seen it multiple times already. I have it on Blu-ray. I think I even have the 3D version. And so I watched the expanded version, which was also very good. Listened to the audio commentary, watched all the extras. But it's been a while. But I was a fan. I really liked the first movie. And I never thought that that Cameron would dare to do a sequel, because back then it was groundbreaking, but I don't know if it still is now. This goes here. I mean, the story has to be really good, because the 3D aspect of it is not as innovative as it used to be. Oh, where does that go? Oh, wow. All right, so this here Okay, so 2 there, 1 here, 1. Oh no, 2. Okay, 2 here. Yep. And then 1 here. Yes. And then they want me to use this transparent thing and place it over this. I wonder what this is supposed to represent. Wait a minute. Okay, so why doesn't this fit? Maybe it should be elsewhere. Hold on. Ah, okay. Put that in the middle. All right. Wow, that's tricky. So I heard the high frame rate sometimes gives some jarring results because they did all the CGI stuff with the blue aliens. Come on, they generated that in high frame rate, which is like double the amount of frames. It's like 48 frames per second. And so, but for all the other stuff with the humans, they just doubled the frames of the original footage. And I've heard some complaints that looks really strange and a bit artificial. Unfortunately, we don't have an IMAX theater here, so I have to see it in a regular theater. But I am going to watch it in 3D, obviously. Hey, Ziloni. How is Patreon doing? Yeah, it's fine. Of course, we can always use more patrons because it's not covering all my costs yet. But I'm having a great time with the community. There's a very vibrant Discord server for the patrons, and it's a ton of fun. We did our first D&D session with people on Discord. That was really awesome. I'd never played Dungeons and Dragons, and so we spent Saturday. We spent about 5 hours in our first session, and it was epic. Really, really cool. When is my birthday? You want to give me a ski suit? Really? My birthday is on April 5th. But I'm not much of a skier. I think the last time I ever was on skis was when I was 10 years old, maybe 12, something like that. In Austria. We never went back. Okay, now we're gonna make these. I'm looking into possible winter holiday destinations. So after the new year, I'm going to take a short winter break. So I'm looking into possible places to go. I toyed with the idea of going to Austria or Switzerland to do some skiing, but yeah, it's just very complicated. Plus, I'm not even sure it would be a good idea. I don't want to break any bones. a lifelong dream for me. It was to go back to New Zealand. Been there maybe 10 years ago for the last time. And I miss that country so much. And of course, in January, it's springtime over there. So the weather is actually quite nice. But as you can imagine, that is a very, very, very expensive trip. And the country itself is also not cheap to stay in. So I don't know if that will ever come to fruition. All right, let's put the frog here. Ah, I know what this is. It's a little fountain. Now I get it. It's a little outdoor fountain right here. I don't think that you can see it, but anyway, there's a little. Yeah, I'll make some close-up photos when it's done. So, so Peter says that some of the acting wasn't too good. Well, Pandora, not really a movie that I would go and watch for the acting in itself, more for the vistas and the story. And let's see, how is that supposed to go? And one of these. Should it go here? There you go. And then this one. Okay. There we go. Hey, Margot. May I ask about your roots? Are my parents and grandparents from the Netherlands? No. I've got very mixed roots. It's a bit of everything. So, my mother was born in Shanghai, in China. Her father was Dutch. Her mother was Chinese. So that makes me a quarter Chinese. And from my father's side, his father or his grandfather was from Germany. So there's a bit of everything. And I was born in the western part of the country. I grew up near Rotterdam and The Hague. And then I did most of my studies abroad in Rome, in Belgium, and I still like to travel abroad. So I feel much more of a European citizen, or even a world citizen, than I feel particularly Dutch. Although I am very Dutch. It's just that I don't want to admit it. But I'm very much at ease in many countries. Also, but I love languages, so I speak. Usually, I talk more English than I speak Dutch because of my work. And I do speak French also quite well. Not to boast, but it's because I studied for 5 years in a French-speaking part of Belgium. And I was 18 when I went there, so that's still an age where you can really master a language quite easily. one language that I am supposed to speak and understand is German, but it's also the language that I speak the least, and it's strange because it's our neighboring country. But I barely ever go there. I do follow a lot of Germans on Mastodon these days, so I do read a lot of German all of a sudden. That's funny. There's a very vibrant German-speaking Mastodon community. Lots of geeks there too. Okay, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So that means this one goes here. And then now I'll add this one. Hello, Sandy. So I don't have a very Dutch how do you say that? Composure? No, composure, that's different. I don't look very Dutch. That's because of all these different mixes. Although, you know, what is Dutch? Like the stereotypical blonde, wooden shoes wearing prototype is just barely existing. We're a very multicultural society nowadays. So how is everybody doing with the Christmas preparations? I have to admit, I still haven't gotten the Christmas tree up. Because it's one of those kits. You have to assemble it. And it's a lot of work, and I'm just always a bit dreading the experience. Okay, I've got one more. Where does this one go? Got one here, got one there. That's number 2. Number 3. Where is this 4th one? I can't find it, laddie. Where is that supposed to go? All right, let's zoom in, see if I can trace it somewhere. Ah, okay, so wait. This white one goes there. We already have this. Not there. I put this one here. Ah, there it is. There we go. Looks like a very solid build so far. Hey, Evo. Evo is talking about the fact that their parochial vicar, Father Mauricio Meneses, has been transferred to this parish. And I also used to work there. So for Evo and his family, it's been a bit of a loss to first I was moving, and now Mauricio is also moving to the same very parish. Of course, I'm very glad because I get a wonderful colleague, and I think for this parish it's also very good. But of course, for the people in Amersfoort, it's not fun because he was a very popular priest for a good reason, because he's a very talented, very kind, cheerful guy. All right, so where do these go? 14. Where did they go here in the... Ah, okay, so it's here. I see. So... One. I hope this is correct. 2. If I make one mistake, it's going to be such a pain to remove all this stuff later on. 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I think this is correct. Looks okay. But I never thought that I would end up in this parish with the same colleague. I really did not see that coming. It was quite a shock when I heard that Father Henry, who is the pastor here and a good friend of mine, that he was going to be transferred to Apeldoorn in January. So it's a very quick, sudden change. And then the second surprise was to hear that Father Mauricio was coming here. Father Mauricio is from Colombia, and he's a missionary priest. He came here together with a couple of other religious seminarians still back then, or brothers, you could say. They formed a small religious community, but then the other brothers all left the community, and he was the only one who stayed. So he is incarnated. How do you say that? So he is now a regular parish priest. Okay, so now the question is this correct? I think it is. It should have 3 there. Yeah, I think this is it. There we go. What I love about this build is that this is actually made by a Dutch guy, or designed by a Dutch guy, who also works for the software company that made Horizon Dawn. And I think he designs environments for the games that they put out. But then in his spare time, he does these Lego builds, and he is absolutely amazing at this. It's super stunning what he's been able to create. And he's got another mock out, or it's actually a Lego Ideas submission of a Dungeons and Dragons scene. And it's really cool. I think his screen, if you want to look him up on Instagram, it's Bolt, I think. Bolt. Let me quickly look that up for you. Because he posts a lot of cool Lego stuff on Insta. I just reorganized my entire iPad, and now I can't find anything anymore. Okay, let's see. It is... Where is... Oh, not here. Okay, Instagram is... It's hard to search for something. Do I have to just type it in, or how does this work? Yeah, Bolt, B-O-L-T, builds. So if you look for... And because his name is Lucas Bolt. So bolt.builds. And he also did a mock of Hogwarts Castle and turned it into an amazing library, or actually a university, also for a modular city. And I'm very tempted to not to destroy my Hogwarts Castle, because I love that set, but to get another one and to build that mock as well. But let's first stick with this one, see how it goes. Hey, ZB. I just got my certificate so I can work at an eyewear store. Oh, wow. Cool. Do you wear glasses? Actually, I'm wearing reading glasses right now because of like all the small details. Makes it easier. I used to have glasses in high school. But the older I got, the better my eyes became. So in day-to-day life, I don't really wear glasses. Only if I go to the movies or if I'm watching TV, then I put on the glasses. But it's such a small correction that it's barely worth it. And life is so much easier without glasses, especially if you work in the field of media. I do a lot of filming, so having glasses when you're outside filming and having to look through oculars and that sort of stuff is extremely inconvenient. So I actually barely ever wear glasses, except for these specific occasions when I'm at the movies or when I'm building something like this. I could do this without glasses as well. But then it makes it easier also to read your comments on the screen. So that's why I wear these. These are super cheap glasses. I think I paid like $40 for everything. So, and they're too old. I need to get like another checkup because they're not. My eyesight has changed, but yeah, it's expensive, and I'm trying to postpone the new glasses as much as I can. I was thinking of maybe you can advise me. I was thinking I heard like a friend of mine, Father Michel, actually has lenses, but he's got lenses that are accommodating him for both the faraway vision and the close by vision. So there is something in the lens. I don't know exactly how it works, but he doesn't have to change the lenses for when he's reading or when he's looking at something far away. Both are in focus, and I think it is because your brain actually does the selection of what it focuses upon, and apparently it doesn't work for everyone. But that would be something I would be interested in, because then I can just put in lenses in the morning, forget about them all day long, and take them out in the evening. Although I imagine that is also a very expensive solution. So now we have priests coming from the Western Hemisphere to Europe as missionaries. Yeah, we actually, it's almost now the majority of priests in the Netherlands, at least the younger priests. More than 50% of them are from other countries. And we used to be a big missionary country, but yeah, things have changed. And I wonder if it's going to help. I mean, I admire them for coming here, but I don't think it's going to stop the decline. It's very difficult for us already to kind of counter the secularism, let alone for someone who is not familiar with the cultural context here. It's very, very difficult, I think, to reach people and to involve them in a community. But, you know, Jesus started with 12. I keep telling myself that. So, okay, we're doing the floor here. I really like the overall design of this floor. And on this here. And this goes here. And I've got some gray stuff. Where does that go? 4 and 1. Okay. Right, so that is going to go here. Nope. That is what I was afraid of. Now, if I turn this upside down, it will come out, but maybe some other stuff will fall off. Ah, that's what I was afraid of. Ah, no, don't do this. Ah. And of course, the thing that I need is not coming out. Okay. There we go. Okay, so where did where does this come from? Um, hmm. Oh boy. This is intact. That's intact. It's probably from the side. No, actually, no. That looks good. Anything there? Ah, here it is. No. Yes. There we go. All right, where were we? That goes there. This. And that. Yes. Excellent. Hold on, I gotta do a little bit of moderation here. There we go. Oh, the error occurred. Oh, Margot, are you moderating already? I didn't know if you had access to the moderation. Thanks. Let's see. Have you ever watched The Chosen about Jesus and his disciples? No, but I actually heard it is coming to our national TV's platform. So they're going to air it not on TV, but they have a streaming website now. So that's pretty cool. And I've heard many good things about it. Maybe it's something I'll watch during the winter break. There we go. In Dutch, it's called multifocal. Or he has a cylinder. 2 lenses stuck on each other. Oh, really? Amazing. But that must be expensive. Are you familiar with Chinese and German traditions or beliefs? I wonder, how did these roots form you as a person? I don't think the German heritage has had much impact. I don't think so. But the Chinese upbringing of my mother definitely had quite a bit of impact. But I wasn't brought up with according to Chinese customs. But there's just a lot in my mother's the way she was brought up, that she, I think, kind of integrated in her, or maybe just subconsciously transferred in our upbringing. It's not all positive, though, because Chinese culture is very interesting, but when it comes to raising kids and it's not always optimal. Let's put it that way. All right, where do these go? Maybe here. But I talk about that, or I have talked about that at length in my podcasts. And I also made a documentary a couple of years ago about a trip that I made to China to find my roots or explore my roots. It was a fascinating journey. Still have to make an English version of that. If only I had more time and more resources. Maybe next year. I like symmetrical builds. It's very satisfying. All right. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Oops. Did I make a mistake? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this is 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. Ah. There you go. This is where I messed up in the preparations. Miscounted. So I need to get this one off and get myself a longer one. That'd be this one. Okay. Very good. And then we've got this last one. Where does it go? Ah, right here. Oh, it's a little staircase. Oh, fancy. Fancy. All right. I'll just try to lift it up to the camera so you can see a little bit better. You can see the contours of what the shop is going to look like. We've got the pavement, and then in the center, I like that it's a corner build. Makes it more interesting. Most houses are just facing one side of the pavement. The church may be in decline in the Netherlands, but it's thriving in other parts of the world. That's true. Oh, you never know. Maybe 100 years from now, the tables will be turned. Maybe 1,000 years from now. Christianity has disappeared in large parts of the world, and still isn't back. So that's also a possibility. It's it's out of our hands. The gates of hell will not prevail. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm always aware of the fact that we are not in control when it comes to these big sociological changes. So you can worry about it, and you can make your life miserable, like thinking of everything that should be but isn't, or you can just do what Jesus wants us to do, or just proclaim the gospel if necessary with words, and that should be enough. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should be here. And then you get 3 there. That doesn't look very symmetrical to me. Or does it? 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it is symmetrical. Don't worry. Hey, don't skip my previous question. Are you familiar with the series The Chosen? Yeah, didn't I just answer that question? So I haven't watched the series yet. Anything you do not in English, I ignore. Merry Christmas to you too, Arthur. It is not Christmas yet, though. Still have some time to go. I'm so glad that this year Christmas Eve is on Saturday, and then the first day of Christmas is Sunday. It's like a normal week. I like that. Always dread all these extra These extra masses and oh boy, so much work. This is strange. How can that be? Okay. I've got a bad feeling about this. How is this supposed to work? Okay. 3. Ah, okay. No, it works. It works. Interesting technique. Wow. Okay. Same here. 1, 2. I like what I like about this particular MOC, and I suppose it's also true for the other ones, although I haven't downloaded those, is that it's both aesthetically very nice, but also technically it's very nice. It's a joy to build this. Okay. All right. And now for some, I suppose, decoration. 1, 2. So today I finished, you're not going to believe this. I finished all the quests in Dreamlight Valley, Disney's Dreamlight Valley, which is a Animal Crossing type of game, but then with Disney characters. It's still in beta, I think, but it was on Game Pass, and so I've been playing around quite a bit. But now there's nothing else to do. It's really weird. So you're like, okay, no more quests. Okay, well, I guess I'm done playing this game. It's so weird. Because the game itself is supposed to be non-linear, so there's not really an end point. Of course, I guess you can still continue to raise crops, and what's the point? There are no other characters to unlock. They're going to add to the game later on, but so now I'm done with that game, and I'm trying to figure out which game I want to play next. And there's still a big game that has been on my list for a long time. I've never had the time to play it, and that is Mass Effect. Okay, so we're doing this. Oh, shoot. Maybe first look at the instructions. And then I also have to finish wait a minute. Hold on. Where is this going? Okay. Hold on. Doing it all wrong. I still have to finish the new expansion of Valheim, the Mistlands. How does that work? Like this? I hope so. No, that can't be it. Like this. Okay. So there's a new boss to defeat, but the Mistlands are very, very hard compared to the rest of the game. So maybe I'm going to wait until... Man. until some more people are at that stage, so I can team up. The whole remastered Mass Effect is on Game Pass. Yeah, you need to take a couple of days off because it will drag you in quickly. Really, how much time do you think I need for a game like that? Because that's the only thing that has held me back from playing it, is that I was afraid of having to spend like multiple weeks playing that game. And I have to say, I just came off that whole Dreamlight Valley game, and I sank way too much time in that game. But it is nice. It's nice to have some time to just play a video game, and you don't have to worry too much. Like towards the end of the year, I'm kind of wrapping up my projects, and I don't have many new ones yet. So it's usually a time of the year where I have more time for stuff like this. Also, I tend to catch up on a lot of television series. So the other day I was making lists for my podcasts of the television series that I want to recommend, like my top 5 best television series of 2022. And I was using an app called something with TV Time, and I started entering all the television shows that I'd watched this year, and it turns out that I started a ton of television series but never got beyond 1 or 2 episodes. Like at least 20 series that I started watching, and then I switched to another series. It's frustrating because I'm normally very OCD with that kind of stuff. I want to watch every single episode. All right, we're going to do flowers now. So that's also something I tend to do in December and January, is just to kind of catch up with a number of television series. I still haven't watched the entirety of the first season of House of Dragon, for instance. I have also not finished. What was the series? Shadow and Bone. I want to do a rewatch also of Wheel of Time. Maybe even continue reading the books. Yeah, plenty of plans. And this is the first year in the last 3 years that I'm actually ahead of schedule when it comes to my reading challenge. So I only have to finish 3 more books, and then I will have read 100 books this year. And I'm actually already reading those last 3 books, so that's not going to be a problem. And I'm thinking of maybe aiming for 150 books next year. So that will mean that I will have to keep reading also in the new year. So that also affected the time that I had to watch TV. I do a lot more reading in the evening instead of watching TV. But it's stories, you know. All right, so I've got the flowers here. Yeah, I usually read multiple books at the same time, because they're not all fiction. So I do a mix of biographies, science books, and novels, fictional novels, and so I'm not always in the mood for certain types of books, so I kind of switch around. Sometimes I'm more in the mood for a story. Sometimes I just want to learn something. So there you go. And I have probably about 20 books that I'm currently reading simultaneously, but I'm focusing on the last 3. So I picked 3 specifically, and the others will just go on the list for next year. All right, so we've got this. How'd you call that? A barrel? And then there is a shovel inside of it. I also have this. Where does this come from? What? Did it fall off? I hope not. It could, though. Okay, let me go back through the list and see if something is missing. I think this is the one. Should be here. Yeah. There you go. All right. $20 to $25 hours for each game. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's a ton of time. So I wouldn't even be able to finish it in 1 week. Or one game takes me more than 1 week to play. Oh my gosh. Why do you use StreamYard? With OBS, it's also possible to stream to multiple platforms using an RTMP plugin. OBS is much better. Yeah, I'm using StreamYard because it makes it simple. I am very simple. So OBS always freaks me out because it's so complicated and never really took time to sit down. StreamYard, I can just go live in 2 minutes. You know, I just type in, I want to do a stream like this, and then I click on the channels, and boom, goes live. Plus, it brings all the comments together, so I can read those of you that are commenting on YouTube, but also there are people watching on Facebook. I can read their comments too. That is what I like about StreamYard. What I don't like is that it is kind of low resolution, so it's 720p. It's not full HD. That's a pity. But it's ease of use, and for streaming, it's more about the conversation anyway, and not as much about the visual quality. So that's why. Okay. How do we do this? I think it's like this. Hello, Father. And chat, I'm late, but so glad I caught your stream. Hey, Sandy, welcome. Don't worry, but you don't miss anything. I'm just chatting. And I won't be able to finish this build today anyway, so it's just an excuse to chat. Still working on the overhead camera, and I do absolutely need to buy some new lights, both for here and for downstairs. I moved my podcasting set to downstairs. There's not much light there. Definitely not professional light. So that's another thing I want to work on during the winter break. So we're making a a bench, a nice white bench for my Lego citizens. Okay, so that's how they do it. There you go. Okay, so this is a little bench, but I'm missing one brick, one tile actually. One of these. There we go. Oh, that's nice. I like that design. Very pretty. That goes here. Very cool. My friend recommended me for years to read the Raymond Feist books. I've never heard of those. What genre is that? Raymond Feist. Raymond Feist. I need to look that up. Always looking for recommendations. Raymond Feist. Magician's Master, Magician's Apprentice. Okay, so it's fantasy, right? Silverthorn. That's really the first time I hear of this. Where do you start? Oh, it's comics? Or is it a comic book based on a regular book? Or is it all comics? Interesting. Fantasy. Created Tolkien-like world. Okay. Yeah, I'm reading a lot of fantasy. Always like that as a genre. It's with science fictions. Those two are my go-to genres when it comes to novels. Although I actually thought I had read way more novels than I actually did. I think 80% of what I read this year is science-based books. Lots of psychology and behavioral sciences and that sort of stuff. We never got that in seminary. And it's super useful to understand how people work and how your own brain works or does not work, in my case. That's not comics, okay. So I guess the comic book series was based on that, on the novels. I'll check it out. See, normally I have a subscription to an audiobook service. And they have audiobooks as well as ebooks for a flat fee, which is great. So usually that's where I find new books to explore, and since it's all for the same cost, I can just try out a book, and if I don't like it, I won't have spent money on it, or at least not extra money. All right, there we go. Very pretty. Uh-oh. Huh. Oops. How is that supposed to fit? That ain't working. Ah, okay. Wait a minute. How did I make that mistake? That is suspicious. How is that possible? Wait a minute. How did I end up with that there? Must have been one of those early steps. I always, I'm always surprised that I keep messing up. I think I'm doing, like, I'm paying so much attention to each and every step. Ah, it's this. Okay. Huh. Bizarre. How do I get that off then? Okay. Oh man. There we go. Okay. So that ought to be... Where did I miss that step? Ah, there we go. That's where. How did that happen? Okay. Okay. That's an easy fix, thankfully. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Oh. Oh, wow. Yet another mistake. Weird. Sandy's rereading a couple of Charles Dickens books. Oh, haven't read those for years. I read a lot of them in high school. That's the one. This is what we need. And then we can go to this one. Finally. All right. Hello, Nikki Love. Oh, I'm glad you were checking out the videos, even the old videos. That's awesome. There is more to come next year. Next year is going to be an exciting Star Wars year. And I am going to the Star Wars celebration in London to film another documentary. And I am so looking forward to it. Because I've never been to London, ever. That's weird. Ah, here. Okay. I hope that's correct. There we go. Okay. Very well. We're almost done. At least with this part of the build. Got this. This looks like another entry. Staircase or something like that. I can't wait to finish this. It's so cool to have another modular building. I love these. Okay, next. This one, I suppose. Uh-huh. Okay, that's asymmetrical, but I suppose there will be a reason for this. Ah. Interesting step. Lots of white stuff here. Yeah. Okay. There we go. This one here. Yep, there we go. Hey, hello there, Zero ND. Merry Christmas to you too. That reminds me, next time I should probably put up some Christmas lights here in the studio. Or maybe a Christmas tree in the background. Now that I think of it, that would actually be a perfect place for a Christmas tree. I always put it up in the living room, but why not put it here? Maybe tomorrow. There we go. And then some of these. Here? I hope so. Yeah, looks all right to me. There we go. 1 and 2. And Same here. There we go. Hey, Dad Builds. Merry Christmas to you too. I wasn't aware that it was customary to already wish one another Merry Christmas before Christmas has arrived, but I guess it's part of the Christmas season or something. Or maybe it's a Dutch thing. We would. I don't think you hear anyone right now in the Netherlands wishing someone else a Merry Christmas. We would always wait for Christmas, and then after that we would say that. But I don't know. Maybe it's a local custom. Okay. That involves counting. I guess this is, but I'm not certain. Let's hope so. Maybe here? Yeah. Okay. And so this has got to go like this. And then we'll put up this pedestal here. Yeah. And then of course the rest is symmetrical. So it would be this and there we go. All right, some red stuff. Red and gold. So we do a lot. We do that a lot here in America, especially during the month leading up to Christmas Day. Oh, really? I did not know that. All right, sleep tight, ZB, and thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a good night's rest. What time is it actually? Oh, it's already 9:30 p.m. here. So, yeah, I'll probably also have to start winding down. In the US, we wish everybody a Merry Christmas from about the end of November. On December the 26th, Christmas is over, so basically the opposite of liturgical observation. Interesting. Yeah, same here with the Christmas music. Although we wait until Santa Claus or St. Nicholas is out of the country, which is a big children's tradition here. So usually Christmas music here starts on December the 6th, which is the anniversary or the memorial of St. Nicholas. And then the Christmas season really starts. And yeah, here too, it ends on the second day of Christmas. But people will say Merry Christmas only on or after Christmas Day. So only for 2 days. If someone would tell me like Merry Christmas right now, I would be like, but it's not Christmas yet. I had no idea that that was a different tradition here than in the US. But thanks for teaching me. Now I know how to behave. All right. I've got that, and then some white stuff. That goes here. 2, 4, 6. That's this one. Oh, careful now. There we are. 1 of 4. 1. 2. 4. 1 and 2. Very good. I think we're done for today. My desk is empty. Oh, no, wait. Oh, one more step. One more step. Oh, okay. 1, 2. 3 and 4. There we go. Perfect. All right. So bird eye's view is this. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's all the foundation. Foundations are important. Everything else will falter if this foundation is not solid. Christmas music in Puerto Rico begins the week of Thanksgiving. Wow. Okay. And ends the week after the Celebración of the Three Kings Day on January the 6th. Oh, cool. In the Czech Republic, we wish ourselves happy holidays around a week before and a week after Christmas. Cool. Very good. It's interesting to see how different it is per country. We say Happy New Year through the end of January. Seriously, that long? Wow. Especially if you haven't seen that person since the holidays. Yeah, maybe here too. If you haven't seen, well, but probably like 2 or 3 weeks after New Year's Day, that would be a little bit weird to say Happy New Year. Like towards the end of January, everybody's like, yeah, but like the new year is almost over. Is that a MOC? Yeah, this is a MOC indeed. It is called the Disney Costume Shop, and it's built with the elements of the Disney castle, which I've already built previously. But this is a very, very cool MOC. You can Google it, and you'll see what it will look like eventually. And I haven't posted the thumbnail for this particular video, but you can also see what the end result is going to look like. It's a very pretty, kind of almost like a Parisian style house. Very, very cool. So people are now saying, have a good holiday. That's probably the right thing to do in retail because not everybody is Christian. So yeah, so you'd say happy holidays. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you want to check out my podcasts, tomorrow is going to be another episode of The Break. That's going to be the Christmas episode, penultimate episode of the year. And I'll probably stream that live, but much earlier than this one. So keep an eye on Facebook or Mastodon for updates as to when I go live, or you can just click the notification bell on the video or on the channel. And then if all is well, YouTube should notify you when I'm live. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Talk to you all later.